asked you which airline we should try next, and several of you said Qatar Airways. Now, we're not that spontaneous with our trip planning, but fate had it that we had a Qatar Airways flight pre-booked months in advance. Join us now as we discover the splendor of Qatar's first class journey as we unveil how we booked this flight for just 550 Australian dollars. Hello from Perth. Today we're going to be ticking off a new thing in our bucket list, and that's going to be flying long haul first class for the first time.
That's right, we're going to be flying Qatar Airways from here to Doha, a 12-hour flight on an Airbus A380. We have flown Qatar in business class before on the queue seats, but we've never flown them in first, so this is very exciting for us.
So does that mean we're getting pajamas?
I guess we'll find out. Let's go.
All international flights except for Qantas depart from Terminal 1 here at Perth Airport, which is actually
nicer than the Melbourne airport.
Our day began several hours earlier in Melbourne, as we took 2 flights to get here via Adelaide. More on why later. Qatar Airways operates a single daily flight to Perth, and it departs at 10:45 PM, which left us with
10 hours of layover.
Whose idea was this to book such a long transit?
There's not much to do here at Perth Airport, so we try to take turns using these sleeping pods. But they were right in the check-in area and came with no noise insulation. This, combined with the excitement of flying first class, meant neither of us got any sleep.
3 hours prior to the flight, check-in finally opened, and we were swiftly checked through to our final destination of Amman, Jordan.
I guess next time we see them will be in Jordan.
This was despite the fact that the second flight was booked as a separate ticket. We also found out we were the only 2 passengers in first class.
Red color, that's interesting.
So it was finally time to say bye to this noisy check-in area and head up to departures.
So Qatar Airways doesn't have a launch here at Perth Airport, which is obvious because they only operate 1 flight a day. So instead they send us
to the Air New Zealand launch. While this may sound bizarre, there is no Qantas launch at the international airport, as the airline's flights actually depart from Terminal 3. The Air New Zealand launch is quite basic and small. At the time of our visit, it was actually super busy as there was another ANA flight departing to Tokyo. There were some hot food options that were provided, but we skipped this to save space for later. The lounge did offer showers, and it was good to have one after our already long day and prior to the next flight.
With anticipation mounting, it was time for boarding, and we proceeded to gate 50, where our journey was truly about to begin.
Alright, are you ready? Last time we flew first class was on an A380 as well. That was our Emirates flight, but that was only 3 hours. This time we get 12 hours and maybe pajamas as well. So
I'm excited. That's why I haven't even changed my clothes.
it's another A380, but it's not our plane. This is exciting. Almost about to get on board of this plane. My words are starting to fall apart.
Hello, sir. Welcome on board. Mr. Arun, welcome to Qatar Airways. My colleague to assist you.
Qatar operates the Super Jumbo A380 to Perth. Here is a look at the seat map of this aircraft. First and business classes are located on the upper deck. There are 8 seats in first class and they're arranged in 1-2-1 layout. Behind this, there's a large business class cabin followed by the Qatar Airways bar.
This is your seat.
Thank you.
Immediately upon boarding, we were greeted by the lovely flight attendants, Jeong and Corina, who were really fantastic throughout the flight. The seat itself gave us contrasting impressions, however.
This seat is just so long.
Firstly, the seats boast extraordinary spaciousness, offering an abundance of legroom as well as width. However, the open layout of the cabin initially appears to lack privacy despite the partitions provided. This is surprising considering Qatar's own queue suites offer the best privacy in business class. Fortunately, our unique circumstance of having the entire cabin to ourselves rendered this concern inconsequential.
Alright, show me around this first class seat.
Taking a look around the seat, On the left, there's a big tray table. Sitting next to this is a smaller cocktail table. What is this tray? Oh, that's for the shade. Further along, we have the controls for the window blinds, which are fully automated.
Nice.
Right next to the seat, there is a small storage to hold a bottle of water and a TV remote. The TV itself is a 26-inch touchscreen that is quite far away, making the remote very handy. To its side, there's an AC power outlet and a mood lighting lamp. Finally, to the right, there's a small storage to house the headphones. This is also where you would find the headphones jack and USB outlet. Within the same space, we have another display that has the seat and lighting controls. The storage is one of the downsides of this seat. Apart from the small pockets that we saw, there is the additional wardrobe behind the TV, but that's it. There is not even an overhead storage.
The pre-departure service began and we both had the classic lemon and mint, and what a refreshing choice it was. This was accompanied by a generous serving of olives and cheese and the divine rose-scented diptyque face towel. Oh my god, this thing smells so good. To finish up, we had the Arabic coffee, which was served with a date.
Interesting.
While we were enjoying this, the crew came through with our amenity kits and yes, pajamas for the flight. The pajamas were from the White Company in London. Here we have the amenity kit reveal. Oops, wow, that was very action-packed. Looking inside the diptyque amenity kit consists of a perfume, socks, and diptyque essentials like face cream, body lotion, and lip balm. That's
I'm not going to give this to anybody. No giveaway on this one.
There's a different bag for the girls, but the contents remain the same. Wrapping up the seat tour, we have 2 pillows, blanket, and the menu card, which will all come in handy later in the flight.
And with that, it's time to buckle up for pushback as we taxi through the empty Perth airport to the runway. This flight is going to be fully overnight, so I apologize in advance for the lack of many window shots. Upon takeoff, the champagne started to flow along with some ridiculously large serving of nuts.
Alright, it's time to get changed into these pajamas.
While I'm here, I took a look at this massive toilet. There are 2 of these in first class, which meant we had 1 for each of us. Yes, a private toilet each on a flight.
How is this for the bathroom on an airplane? So it's time to get changed into these pajamas. Not bad. It's only the second time I've ever got pajamas on a flight, so I'm so excited about this.
The toilets may lack the showers, but they were very spacious. And they were decorated with tiles and mood lighting for the perfect mirror selfie. Additional amenities were provided in case you wanted to save your kit for later.
Facial water. Infused facial water. This smells pretty good.
The sink featured waterfall style taps, which were simply over the top.
I returned back to the seat where I found the flight crew had already set up our dinner table, so it's time to look at the menu. Premium passengers on Qatar have access to the dine-on-demand options, may it be a light snack or a big meal from the a la carte menu. The menu is filled with Arabic dishes like the Meza and Western dishes like salmon and duck. Qatar also publishes the main menu online, and we had pre-ordered the Gulf-style Biryani, so we were quite excited for this.
But wait, Before we can get to our mains, we have few courses to get through. So let's kick off this first class meal with caviar and the special spoon. As this was our first time, we were clumsy and still figuring out how to eat caviar.
Yeah, and then you put some of that cream. Yeah. Then eat it. Oh, that's some stuck on me already.
Amateurs.
It's getting stuck. I clearly don't know how to do this. It's just fish eggs.
Oh, really?
The courses were plated beautifully with many condiments, a decent amount of salmon, egg, and spring onion.
Round 1 done. Are you ready for round 2?
I just wanted biryani. There's 2 courses of that. Next comes the Arabic Meza. This is served with 3 dips, hummus, baba ganoush, and mohamara, and some pita bread. We had the same on our last Qatar business class flight from Auckland to Adelaide, and we always find the dip to bread ratio is high. Nevertheless, we thoroughly enjoyed it and made sure to keep some space for the biryani. And finally, here it was, served piping hot and full of fragrance. We started with 1 serving and shared it as we were already very full from the pre-main courses. The biryani had raisins and roasted almonds which were quite unique to Gulf biryani.
Smells pretty good. Wow. This is really nice. You know what? Maybe we should get 1 portion each. The flavors of the biryani were out of the world and we longed for more and decided to go for the 2nd serving. This meant we skipped the cheese and dessert service that followed. Indulging in this dining experience was an absolute delight, enveloped in Qatar's charming candlelit ambience, complemented by the soft lounge seats and cozy pajamas. The exquisite food, delightful company, and warm hospitality left us feeling truly pampered and spoiled.
After the feast, we really needed to move around a bit, so we took the time to record some clips of the cabin.
These vloggers everywhere coming in my way.
We also took this time to venture out for a walk past the several rows of the business class seats and into the Qatar bar. With its intricate design and ceiling lights, the bar felt very luxurious. The space felt equivalent to the offering in Emirates A380 and maybe a bit more fancier. Being Ramadan time, the alcoholic drinks were hidden from sight. Instead, there was a selection of fruits and cocktail salads.
As we returned to our seat, our bed has already been made for us. And this was definitely the biggest and most comfortable bed I've ever experienced in the sky. I also took a quick look at the entertainment system, which was rich in the variety of content it offered, but it was also showing its age and was slow to use. An in-flight Wi-Fi card was also provided. This offered unlimited internet access for the flight, but we were warned that the coverage is not so good on this aircraft type. With 8 hours still left in the flight, I decided to take a nap. But overslept, waking up with only 3 hours left in this flight to go. So it was time to indulge in another round of fine dining for breakfast. This time I went for the western option of the omelette, which also came with beans, sausage and potatoes. Let's see what Shweta's up to.
To make up for last night's miss, we had to try the dessert. We picked the berries in rosewater syrup. This was a great choice and a refreshing treat to end this meal service.
Shortly after, the Arabian Peninsula came into view on the flight map, and it was time to change out of the pajamas for our arrival into Doha. Bye-bye toilet. So it's time for the window shades to come up and the seats to be retracted as we reminisced about this 12 hours of indulgence.
indulgence is the chocolate.
I remember this box. I have this at home.
You still have it?
Yes.
Do you still have the chocolates in it?
No, obviously not.
In all fairness, Qatar Airways First Class is a minor upgrade over their business class, and a major part of this is because their business class is so good. The point of difference comes from the bigger seats, which offer one of the best beds in the sky. The menu adds the Caviar service and some premium wines. And lastly, the toilet is huge and features premium amenities. However, the rest of the items like the Amenity Kit, pajamas and in-flight Wi-Fi are all the same as the business class offering. What does make an intangible difference, however, is the in-flight service. We had 3 wonderful people looking after us, and each of them were super attentive and hospitable.
So, would we fly Qatar First Class again? Probably not. But do we regret flying them? No way! It was definitely worth it as a once-in-a-lifetime journey, and we sincerely want to thank Jeong, Corina and Himanshu for making this a flight to remember.
Welcome to Doha, the state of Qatar, your gateway to the world. The local time here is 58 minutes past 4 in the morning. It has been our pleasure taking care of you today, and thank you for choosing to fly with Qatar Airways and the One Alliance. Qatar Airways, going places together.
It's great meeting you.
Just visit your YouTube.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. That was so good. Thank you. Thank you. That's a wrap. 12 hours in first class on Qatar Airways. How was it?
Amazing. Qatar Airways A380 First Class is a rare commodity, as it is only offered on 8 aircrafts out of the 260 in Qatar's fleet. A one-way ticket from Perth to Doha costs 10,800 AUD. But thanks to Virgin Australia partnership with Qatar Airways, we were able to redeem this for 114k velocity points and $550. Award availability is scarce, and we booked this flight 9 months in advance. As for why we had to fly to Perth, it is because Qatar Airways don't operate the A380 to Melbourne, and there was no rewards from Sydney.
Hope you enjoyed this video and got an insight into flying Qatar Airways First Class. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as we have more exciting travel content coming very soon.